voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Scrappy-Dappy-Doo! Puppy power! Like in Shaggy too! And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast. It's coming at you right now.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. Give a shout out to Scott Ennis, uh, the voice actor, does Scooby Doo, and probably hundreds of other voices or so. Shout out to him for doing the opening for the podcast. In case y'all don't know, I went blind a couple of years back. I was born with autoimmune disease, and I just started the podcast just to share my life. Other people's stories. You can't. Everyone has a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover. And hey Google, what time is it? This is how I tell time now.
1:34 p.m.
Okay. My camera. I'm trying to get a new camera, but this one goes about 30 minutes or so. Then the file's too big, and it shuts off. So I'll be able to do longer ones. Hopefully, if I can get a camera that makes sound and everything, one that's easy for a blind person. So 134. So we talk about everything on here: supernatural, metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal. Then we talk about just general stuff: movies, art, music, entertainment, comics, TV, food, whatever. Just come on here and chill. If you want to be on the podcast, you can contact us. Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78 on TikTok, and Harold Sullivan period 35 on Facebook. And you can call in the show 724-513-1472 if you want to be a guest, audio or video, or if you just want to share stuff. I also help you get out some stuff if you got, we got to get it all out now, so you ain't got to come back and do it again or learn the same things. And if you've done some stuff and you feel like you need to clean it out now. Even just getting it out helps, just speaking it. I'll do that for you. If you got cafe stories, because I've talked about that before too. People go through stuff, and it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So just by you speaking it out, you turn it all around and you erase it. You make it better. You won't have them nightmares anymore. Once you went back and realize, hey, if this happened to me, why? And it has to be positive, not negative, because we're not here for that. You see, all that negative and bad stuff comes from something else that's not us. We're love and light, and like I say, love is a choice, and so is the hate. So we got a mixed bag of stuff here. Uh, let's see. I've got some angels I want to mention, some people that have passed on that I've known. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Todd, Steve, Sam, Jared, Roger, Scott, face all is one.
Hey Google, stop.
Second,
Okay, so we got Todd, Steve, Sam, Jared, and Roger. Those are more people that I've known that passed away. Uh, hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
here's what you told me. First, Todd, Steve, Sam, Jared, Roger, Scott, face all is one.
Hey Google, delete the
Second,
first one.
done. It's
Okay,
forgotten.
that's how I take messages too. Thank God for that. And the other thing with the A word, and I got a phone that reads uh, text and email out. So I'm trying to get things. Uh, so all is one. I think I mentioned that before, but this is a Sullyism that came to me recently. Go back a few podcasts, and I mentioned it where I just was having all these things hit me in the morning one morning, like I was connected to everything at once, literally, and then it stopped, and all is one came to me. So, so that's pretty cool. And then I actually got a book called Kabillion with a B, not V, Kabillion, and there's a story about that. Now, I was a girl on Audible. Audible, I called customer service, and she recommended that book. So go back and listen to how that came about. But anyway, I had the audio book, right? And I called it Kabillion, and then this all-in-one comes to me, and then I go listen to the book, and then they mention all-in-one in the book. I mean, this is another synchronicity. for all that to line up, for that to happen. And then Scott's face now. This is what I want to mention. My stepdad, he passed away a few years ago. Oh, my hip is hurting real bad, so that's why I'm kind of leaning to the side a little bit. My right hip is aching. This autoimmune disease called JRA I was born with. And it's just nerve and ache and pain and just, you really can't do nothing with it. Even getting high as a kite, like, and I used to do all that, and I was prescribed pain pills and used to drink and smoke weed and all that, and it don't get rid of the pain. It's still there. You still have all this stuff. That's why you just got to deal with things as they come, each moment. I try to say love, first of all, and then teach or learn each moment from each moment, all right? Because there is something there. Everything is always for something. That's another Sullyism I've come up with. So, did I mention the Sullyisms? I gotta mention those. Uh, so yeah, so Scott changes. Yeah, so I had a dream vision, whatever, a couple of days ago in the morning. I believe that there people passed on came to me, and he's like, "What took you so long?" Or "Where were you at?" But anyway, him and some other people were playing poker, and he used to play poker. Him and my mom when they were alive, and I noticed right at the very end before I woke up, his face started to change, and so did the rest of them. And then this happened when Brian had came through. My buddy, he was like the first person. I didn't. Right when he passed away, it was real quick. He came through to me, and I was awake, and it was a split second. And he started to change when he got close to me. And now I've heard about this before. This is a thing. Even if you take pictures of somebody who's alive, their face may be different or something over their face. That's because it's their past lives. So, and it's hard to, I guess, they got to come through and you see one at a time. But it's possible to see other people's other faces, uh, whether they're alive or dead. And so that made sense to me now. I understand why they started to change a little bit. And then let me mention these Sullyisms, unless I just said it. I was recording earlier for a book. If anybody wants to help me write a book, the Sullivan Project. That was my first idea, but I've been doing the podcast and we're almost reaching 100 episodes now. Because I want to try to help people now, every moment I can. I promise God, or the one, or the essence, or whoever you may call it, Buddha, whatever religion, anything. Just believe in you is all you got to do. But I just promised that I would help people any way I could. Because I'm not a mistake and I'm not a freak. I'm not here for this and that. I'm here for a reason. And that's to be love and light. And that's what we're all here to do. So the Sullyisms, yeah. All is one. What else? All is one. The truth unchanges. The truth unchanges. All is one. The truth unchanges. These are my two newest ones. And then we have Let Your Rainbow Show. It's a little bit cornier. Uh, Jesus is my GPS. Those two might have been said before. I'm not sure, but they're catchy, right? And then an older one, which I probably have mentioned. When you are not afraid to die, you can live. So those are some more Sullyisms for y'all. These come to me. They come from spirit or however you want to say. Just plop in there. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Pavilion Ninja Turtles backseat blue pastel magnet hand stripper drama class.
Oh boy.
Second, Little Rainbow Show all is one. Jesus is my GPS. When you are afraid to die, you can live.
Hey Google, delete the second one. Okay, we did them.
Done. It's
Okay, so yeah, I told you about the book The Cabillion. Now I just got done with another audio book. These are all available in regular books too. Uh, the Cabillion was pretty short, like 4 hour audio, so you can do that in a few minutes if you read it. But very good lessons in it. Teaches you a lot of stuff about life, period. Now, there's a book called From Teenage Ninja to Mutant Turtle, and it's about the guy who played Raphael, in a couple of the Ninja Turtle movies. Very good book. It's pretty neat. Talks about behind the scenes, which I'm interested in, that kind of stuff. And it talks about the guy and his life and what he did and whatnot. So, how he was trained, all that stuff, martial arts he had to do. Being in that big freaking foam rubber suit and not being able to see. Oh, wow. Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Pavilion Ninja Turtles backseat blue pastel magnet hand stripper drama.
Hey, Google, stop. Okay, so the other day I was gnawing out and had one of them visions again that only lasts for a second or two, and there were some kids in the back seat. Well, right before that, I saw like a blue pastel in front of me, like a color blue, and it was starting to form into something, but the inside, not the outside. So, like a face, it almost reminded me of the Joker for some reason, or something with long hair or a hat. I don't know, but it didn't really form. Because sometimes these things just break up, or when I noticed them.
New notification from Outlook.
Okay.
Lively. We are going blue introducing
Oh,
our
wow.
new Best Buy Health
So, yeah,
brand
my
colors.
computer's
Picture.
reading out an Amazon there.
Placeholder image.
Or not Amazon, a
Actions.
Lively.
One of one.
Oh, that's my phone
Window.
company, actually, that I have to pay for because I need a phone that talks. So I don't have free phone service, being disabled because I can't find one that talks with a free phone service. But I'm happy I got what I got. Like I said, uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the face didn't really form, but it went away, right? And after that, I saw as clear as day. It was some kids, almost like I was in the front looking to the back seat, and there were some kids just having a good time, all under the age of 10, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and like blonde haired, I think. I don't know what it meant, but it's like sometimes these things are like in my third eye, in my mind. I'm blind, but yet these are like images just like put in there, like projected almost, as I could say. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Pavilion Ninja Turtles backseat blue pastel magnet hand stripper drama class.
Hey Google,
Second,
delete the first one.
done. It's
Okay, so
forgotten.
magnet hands. Let me talk about that and give you guys, y'all. I don't like saying that word, but guys to me, since I grew up in the 80s and 90s, that means everything, everybody. But y'all, they, he, she, however you prefer, God bless you. We're all different. Like I said, we're all here for a reason, and we're supposed to be us, so we can all, learn from each other. That it can't just be one thing. Then that'd be like a bunch of robots here. What would be the point of this mixture we got going on this planet? The more we mix, the better. People don't realize that, especially with genes and stuff. You can't be with your own thing all the time. People exactly alike. That just doesn't work. People look alike. Uh, Personalities alike. That does not work. We're healthiest when we, you know, discover. Discover. So, magnet hands, okay? A few days ago or a week or so ago, I was rubbing my fingers together real fast, and then I almost felt this electricity between them. Uh, but I haven't been able to have it happen on purpose. And I think that has to do with maybe energy healing and Reiki, they call that Reiki hands. Where once you get that, you can touch people. That's amazing. It was like this, almost like it was going to explode, but it didn't pop. It was like between my fingers, like my first 2 fingers of my thumb, just rubbed together real fast, almost like a static. Uh, and so I want to tell you, let's see here, other things you can do to heal besides that. Magnet hands, I call it. Which I've looked at my hands. I woke up before and I could almost see through. It was neat. One time I saw like green veiny things. A few times I've seen the outline of my arm, but like I said, I'm blind, but I could just see the outline and nothing in it, like just invisible. Like I'm seeing different layers of myself sometimes. Uh, but magnet. Okay, so if you want to be grounded, here's a way to do grounding. Go outside by a tree, take off your shoes, stand or sit with your back against it and your feet in the ground or grass or dirt. Or take a spoon, the back of a stainless steel, put it on your feet, the back, the round part, and go up and down. Uh, Now here's a way to do psychic stuff with your body, to test your body. You can stand up with your arms straight down on your sides, like a pendulum almost, like you're gonna wobble, and ask yourself questions, and your body will lean either forward or backward, one way or the other, and test to get yes or no, and then you can ask yourself, and you can even find out ailments if you can get deep enough with the questions, like because you have to get to the root to the ailment before you can figure out where the pain and suffering has come from. You got to get to the soul level. It comes like you don't feel it until way later. So go back and ask, hey, is it this part? Is it this? Is this causing it? And you can treat yourself that way. And another thing is, as far as telling, as far as psychic, your own psychic stuff. Dang it, I just had it here and I lost it. What was it? Energy. We'll come back. Uh, Oh boy, psychic. Let's see, we have magnet hands. And then what did we have? Oh shit. I see. I shouldn't delete them until I go through them, but I get into them and then I go off on a rant. Uh, we had magnet hands. We had. Oh boy. Well, I'll have to listen to the thingy on here if I can find it and play it back. What else was I gonna say about psychic? So we got the magnet hands. We got the looking in the body. We got the pendulum. Oh, the aura thing. Okay, we'll remember that. And then maybe the other things will come back. Oh my God. Aura. So yeah, this is how I started seeing the colors a few months after. Well, it's been a few months now. It started off with light blue and stuff. If you look down at your hand and you move it back and forth real fast, and I don't really look at it out of the corner of your eye, kind of, and you can just see like a little bit of movement and train yourself, and you can do that more and more. Or maybe you can look directly at it and start to see it, or do it in a clockwise motion, because that actually helps for some reason. So let me tell you about. I want to tell you all about that. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, time travel Bible Jared all is one. Second, to meditations, comedy songs, light language healing, poetry channeling.
Time travel, Jared. Okay, we got Jared, and we got. I can't remember what the other two were now. Let me jog my mind here for a minute. And I do need to mention Danny. Let me mention Danny. When I go back and check out one of the podcasts, he sent me a video of a little baby, Abriella. She just had her first birthday. And actually had Kermit, voice over guy, do a song for her birthday. And he actually mentioned, I had vision of, I just thought about him like sitting on the couch beside her and kissing her on the forehead with a ribbon and stuff, like just like a bow on her head. And he said she actually had lots of those. And I was like, wow, that's cool how I kind of saw, that, you know what I mean? And then it actually was happening. Oh man, if I can remember what the other two were. After we upload this episode, I'm gonna have to mention those other. After Magnet Hands. Uh, hey Google, what time is it?
It's 1:50 p.m.
Yeah, after Magnet Hands. Uh, what the hell was there? We got the books. We got the Sullivanisms. We got the Angel List. I'm trying to remember here, but I got I haven't been sleeping good. I've been having stomach problems again. I've been freaking throwing up, but it's not throw up. It's just spit, and it's just so comfortable. It's my insides and my scoliosis, and just I'm having problems. And I only go to the bathroom every few days as far as poop. So sometimes I like there was past times where I didn't go for 6 months. So that's not good. But now I go every few days. But I'm always sick, and I try to do this. I'm working on some songs I've been writing like crazy. See here, I mentioned the healing. Yeah, I just stuck my mind, but then I bet you it'll come back. Magnet hands. I mentioned Scott's face changing. See, GPS, blue pass, or not GPS, blue pastel, backseat. Maybe that wasn't it. Maybe there wasn't anything after that. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I'm almost done with the Bible for an audio Bible now for the eighth time. I got about 5 hours left, and I got it. Let's see here. I went blind in June of 21. June of 21. July, August. I got it. The Bible, the first audio book. Plus the last, I've listened to a few hundred other ones since. And so that's. Let's see here. Yeah. So June, July, August, and I'm almost done with it 8 times now. The audio Bible, and it's 87 hours. A little over that. So I'm in for that. That was the first book I got. I got to talk to Dan, and we'll do me and Chris soon, and Greg. Greg and I did. We talked about favorite movies. Chris, we just talked about Chris and I favorite movies. Dan, we haven't been in touch. He's called me a few times. He's got some activities and things going on, keeping him busy, which is great because he needs that. He was sleeping all day and up all, or he was sleeping all day and up all night before. So, and I'm gonna try to get an update. I've been trying to. Uh, he doesn't answer his phone or something. It's periodic, periodic. Yeah. So that's fine. You gotta let people live their own, create their own co-creation, not manipulation, right? Let people live their own life. But whenever he can, we'll do an update. We'll talk on the podcast. We'll see how Dan's doing. But Danny's doing fine. Gonna have another baby. Chris, we're gonna talk to Greg and Chris, Christina Klebe's last celebrity. Christina Klebe, sorry, the E silent and from Halloween Rob Zombie. She did a cameo for us, if I can remember the last two things. I'm still trying to jog it. Quantum Leap, the remake show is going to be starting at the beginning of October. There's a trailer out for it now. I'm actually a producer on the Quantum Leap podcast, so go check out on all your social media. Listen at the end for Harold Sullivan for the name, and I contribute. And I'm more of a fan of the original, but hey, Quantum Leap, as long as we get some Quantum Leap, right? We're all holding on for a future where they bring back Sam somehow, but it's already getting a dirty deal because of the strikes, and it's probably going to be
from Mail. Lively. We are going
okay. It's probably going to be a short season for Quantum Leap. The computer reads this thing twice. I don't know why, but so they might after that it's going to be tough, and they were having problems with the first season, and I'm still wondering where the Joe Montana part is. Spoilers. In the first season, there was a trailer with Joe Montana, and it never happened, as far as I remember. So, but yeah, love is a choice and so is the hate. You can't judge a book by its cover. Everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover, and everything is always for something. You know, these are some Sullyisms, and if you like these, I appreciate you checking out the podcast, sharing stuff, liking stuff, leaving some comments. Let me know the two things I forgot if you can hear them from the Google. Uh, huh. Yeah. And there might not have been two things. I might have got them and then just kind of said them in reverse order. Sometimes that way I can, one was easier to remember. But I know I said the books. Let's see here. I talked about a magnet hands. I talked about seeing my stepdad who passed away. I talked about what else? The blue pastel and the backseat thing. And yeah, synchronicities. So we're gonna get ready to wrap up the episode there, and we'll get close to 100. I've hit over 60 subscribers on YouTube. If we get to 100, I'd be so happy. I'd like to celebrate somehow. Same with the 100 episode. I'm trying to get another celebrity maybe to do a cameo, ask them some good questions, some important questions. Not stuff about whatever they're in movies or music. They're like that, but I want to ask them important. Like I said, everyone has a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover. So this is Harold Sullivan, and I love y'all. We'll be back.